Hi, I'm Matisse Van Rossum,
Hi, I'm Dane Edwards.
And I'm Ryan Graham.
and we are Team 8Track. If you're a music lover like me, it can be really tough to keep track of the countless albums that come out all the time. And even if you're just a casual listener, it can still be a challenge to remember music recommendations from friends and family, especially in these strange, ever changing times that demand many of us work from home. We have all the time in the world to listen to music, but no way to keep track of recommendations other than a notes app on your phone or computer, which I didn't find particularly satisfactory. So our team created 8Track, an app to manage all of your recommendations in a simple, easy to use list with a beautiful retro aesthetic. The app works with Spotify's web API, returning album, artist, and track info from Spotify's database, making 8Track itself extremely lightweight. The list can be sorted with simple drag and drop functionality, making it easy to reprioritize the listening order of your saved albums. Finally, 8Track provides a direct link to album and artist pages on Spotify, providing a convenient user experience. I'm going to hand it over to Dane now, who's going to talk a little bit about what we learned and how we adapted to these less than ideal working conditions. Dane?
Thanks, Matisse. Music is a very important part of our daily lives, especially during these trying times. Working from home has taught the group a great deal on how effective and efficient technology has become in recent years. I've been nothing less than inspired while working with Ryan and Matisse for the past 2.5 weeks. I could not have asked for better partners in this project. We have learned a tremendous amount about how pieces go together and realized how much goes into making a web application as a whole. This has given me a newfound respect for software developers and the software engineering field at its entirety. During our journey, we worked with quite a few different programming languages, as there's been a lot of moving parts, including Python, Django, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. We also worked with Spotify, a lightweight Python library for the Spotify web API. As a group, we've had to be very conscious about working methodically on every element in this project. We've also done a stand-up job of making sure that we haven't had any interference during this process, including working with GitHub, which can get quite complex. This has truly been a team effort, and I now want to hand it over to Ryan to talk a little bit more about the technical aspects of the site. Ryan?
Thanks for that, Dane. So to achieve this goal, 8Track uses a Django backend to store the data. The main request to Spotify to grab album data is made possible via Spotify, a lightweight Python wrapper that takes our app's API credentials and makes that request. From there, we render the data in our Django templates. Because of the search functionality we've implemented, the end user can search from Spotify's data for a certain artist. That search then renders the result. Using a fetch post request, we've allowed the end user to save selected albums to their database without the user of a form. That being said, the only data being saved is the saved albums from the end user's dashboard. All other data is being sent via Spotify. The end user can then drag or drop the priority of the albums they'd like to listen to. Using local storage, the priority is saved in the browser, never touching the database. Now I'm going to hand it back over to Matisse, who's going to do a live demo of our app.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm delighted and proud to present 8Track. When you visit the site, you'll be prompted to create an account or log in. Past the login page, you'll be redirected to the recommendation list, or rec list as we like to call it, where you'll see all of the albums that you've added that you want to listen to. Now say I want to add the new Tame Impala album to my rec list because one of my friends told me I should check it out. Well, I can make a search for any album or artist, and 8Track uses the Python wrapper Spotify to make a request to Spotify's API and render any album data that matches the search. As you can see, it returns a whole list of albums related to Tame Impala, and each one has an expandable track list. And every track is a link to Spotify's web player to listen to that track. You want to add an album to your list? Simply click the plus button, and you'll see it turn green. You can add as many albums as you want, and every time you click the add button, 8Track uses a fetch post request to take this data from Spotify and create an instance of it in its database. And you'll see on the rec list that those albums have been added at the top of the list. If you want to change the order, simply drag and drop. And because we're using local database storage, even a hard refresh that clears the cache will make the order of your albums persist. Using the stored URI from Spotify, if you click the album title, it will make a new request to Spotify with track list information and a larger rendering of the album art. Similarly, you can click the artist and see their discography. Each detail page has a link that opens a new browser window to Spotify's web player for that album or artist. Once you've listened to an album and want to remove it from your list, just click the X. You'll be asked, "Are you sure?" And once you confirm, it'll be gone from your list and the instance from the database will be removed. Now, say you want to use 8Track on your phone. Well, we've made it responsive to smaller screen sizes, complete with this beautiful mobile menu. And you'll notice the responsiveness on every single page. You can start using 8Track now at music8track.herokuapp.com. And on behalf of Team 8Track, thanks for watching.